If you're frustrated that you're not reaching your goals, whether that's within a specific position, within an organization, you're an entrepreneur, or just generally speaking, you're not reaching your financial goals, may I recommend taking a look at, well, expanding your consciousness. And here's why. My name is Mackenzie, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am a certified hypnotherapist, a past life healer, and I am here. It is my mission on earth to reconnect people with their divine creative potential so they can maximize their human potential and reach their goals. Okay, so let's start jumping into the good stuff. And I think I need to give you a little bit of context about how I got to where I am right now. And there is just this really big void that is happening inside of people right now because they're starting to realize that they've taken the right steps, whether that's getting the right education, making the right connections, getting the perfect job, but there's still this really big void inside of them. It's like, even if they make their financial goals, which a lot of people are not, they can't help but feel they're not quite in the right spot, or there's this untapped potential that's residing inside of them, but they're not entirely sure of how to exert that. And they may not even really know what it means. All they know is that they feel some sense of lack. And for years, I was stuck in that same position. And it was frustrating because, I did have the privilege of getting a really great education. I moved to Chicago. I really hustled to get into medical device sales, yet I could never make enough money. Like literally, I couldn't get past 50K a year. It was crazy, medical device sales. But at the same time, I was so unhappy in that industry. And I couldn't quite figure out within my realm of reality, what did I want to do with myself? What did I want to do? And how could I help? And the problem is that I was also working off these belief systems that I really was not capable of creating big, great, amazing things. And I didn't believe that people would actually love what they do for work. And that was just how disconnected I was from myself. But it wasn't helping either that I grew up, as we all have, in a society that really limits our potential. We really are conditioned that we need to have this, need to have that. And in order to get there, you have to do X, Y, and Z. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not true. And we are ready to start turning this upside down because we have established that our systems, our work environments, the way in which we draw money towards us is no longer sustainable. So it's really time that we start shifting, and we are going to make this shift from a perspective of heightening our awareness and expanding our consciousness. So today I'm going to talk a little bit again about how I got to where I've gotten to where I am now, what we can do and how we can start applying specific consciousness expansion tools and resources so we can start maximizing both our human potential and reaching our goals. So years ago, when I was in medical device sales in Chicago, as I mentioned, I was really, really super miserable. And it just felt like everything that I put my hands on would literally turn to dust. Like I could not for the life of me ever quite reach my goals. So it always made me feel very unworthy, insignificant, incapable. And it also created these paradigms that the things that I really desired and wanted in life were completely and totally out of my reach. Like that was always something other people could have, other people can attain, but not me. And I had this really wild situation go down where we had a patient issue that was the first time ever with the hernia mesh that I was selling. And it was so out of left field. But the reason why it was so triggering for me at the time was that it was fulfilling this pattern in my life where I put a lot of work into something. So in this case, I made the right connection. I showed up the way I was supposed to show up. In fact, the surgeon I was working with even hired me to work with his mom for their family business. So he clearly really connected with me, really liked me. But then all of a sudden, this issue that was completely and totally out of my hands happened again in such a big nuclear bomb type way. So I ended up calling our clinical specialist and I was like, Eric, okay, this sounds crazy, but there is an energy that is demolishing everything that I touch. Like, I can't make money for the life of me. Like, I absolutely know that there's something behind this unseen. And I wasn't really quite sure how to go about that. And of course, he thought I was kind of nuts, but I didn't care. I was kind of rock bottom in that moment. But, anyways, fast forward, my fiance at the time, now husband, got transferred out to Los Angeles. So we made the big trip all the way across country. And in the car, I was like, okay, I know this sounds really weird and I don't know what this means, but I really feel like this next half of my life is going to be very grounded in my spirituality. And he's like, well, what does that mean? And I go, I have no idea. I don't know. But I could feel that there was something that was about to change. Well, I ended up getting sick. I have these chronic sore throats, and I was so desperate that I posted inside a Facebook group. And I said, I'm just looking for answers. There's no doctor that can help me, which, by the way, my father is an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and he was a great one. He's retired now, but even he could not help me my entire life. And this woman named Cindy commented, and she goes, oh, I took a look at your energy, but you have a lot of blocked energy in your throat chakra. And she started like talking about these things in my life that I was like, oh, okay, I think there might be something to this. So at the time, buying and purchasing a session with an energy healer just sounded so scary to me. I don't know. I guess maybe I was thinking it was kind of foolish that people would even spend money on that, if I'm just being totally honest. I'm like, I feel like this is going to help me. Well, she ended up clearing my throat. My throat ended up feeling so much better. And she mentioned to me that she had studied under a woman named Christy Marie Sheldon. Well, Christy Marie Sheldon, you might know her, you might have seen her. If you're super into personal development, she has a program called Clearing Abundance Blocks inside of Mind Valley. And I had been following her for quite a while, and I would watch her stuff on YouTube, and I would try to clear my abundance blocks on my own, and I could not get any results. Well, she said, yes, I took her abundance program and I can clear that for you. So I ended up investing in her program, and we did 10 sessions where she literally layer by layer would look in my energy. And I was, in fact, 100% blocked, energetically speaking, when it came to making money, earning money, saving money, winning money, whatever it might be. I subconsciously shut down my ability to receive. And we were able to link it to a bunch of stuff that I won't even get into here. But that was when my life started changing, when I started acknowledging the unseen aspects of self that was contributing to my lack of success, inability to reach my goals, my lack of satisfaction in every single thing that I did. And it was creating these patterns for me that it didn't matter what I would do, I would be unable to reach my goals. So if this is something that's resonating with you, if you're seeing the same patterns, if you feel like it just doesn't even matter like what you do, you're not going to get to your goals because it just feels like there's always something stopping you. That is an energetic block. And these specific blocks can sit anywhere. They can sit in our tissues, in our body, in our chakras, our aura. And we have so many different energetic bodies to our being that we don't see. And they can sit there and they can really mess things up for us. So our money, our health, our relationships, all of the above. Well, now I've established that. I would love to tell you that my life from there was a magical cloud of bliss and money. Okay, this is where we cue the dark night of the soul. Ugh, okay, but it happened for me, and this can happen for you too. Because of the way in which I was operating for so long. All of these different aspects of self. So more layers after we cleared like the hard rock. Think of an egg. We took the shell off and now there's all this yolk that kind of starts coming out. Well, those are also energetic layers that have to start to get cleared. So basically, they were able to come up very quickly from within my consciousness so I could rapidly start clearing them from my energy so I can shift in true, unconditionally loving alignment with my life purpose, with my gifts, my intuition. And as I started venturing down this healing journey, you have to start dismantling the identity that you've connected with your whole life and the ego. So there's a little bit of an ego death that takes place within this process. And as that started happening, this is what put me on these vibrational attractor patterns that actually serve me. So what I mean by that is certain jobs, certain opportunities, certain people just start falling on your lap because you are in that vibrational wavelength, attracting that to you. So that's how I made such a big jump from doing something like medical device sales to now running a practice doing hypnotherapy, past life healing, and now I am building my online community, my Sōlchemy, which has really been, in many ways, I just didn't know exactly what that would look like. My true passion and dream was to do something like this. Like, it still seems kind of wild to me. I'm like, wait, am I actually running this community? Like, this is really, really cool. So that's how I got to where I am now. So let me do just a little bit of rewind, because I knew that I had this untapped potential in me. So there was still a lot of navigating through what I wanted, how I was going to do it, continue to clear all these different layers of blocked energy that continued and does still continue to come up for me. But I really, at the time, so this is about 7 or 8 years ago, I was really passionate. I don't know why. We all have our dreams, people, but I really wanted to create a really cool line of plush toys. And I don't know, I just felt this desire to do it. But I couldn't figure out that perfect idea. Like, what was it about my stuffed animals that was going to stand out? What was it about my line of plush toys that would be successful? And I finally gave up on the idea, if I'm being totally honest. But I said out loud, I said, okay, universe, if this is what you want me to do, if you want me to create these plush toys, I'm all ears. And I'm just going to wait for you to sort of guide this. Well, a couple months after I had said that, I had this dream that I was standing in this cloud and these really gorgeous looking plush toys in the clouds. And I would go up and I would squeeze them and they would fart. And I thought it was hilarious. And that's how I started my plush toy company, the Farting Dog Company. Well, I got to work the very next day. It was just like I knew intuitively exactly what to do. I made my very first toy, which was Gilbert the Farting Giraffe. I launched it on Amazon and I was an Amazon bestseller within a couple weeks. And I ended up running this company for about 5 years. And it was just me building this company. I made it into over 250 stores nationwide in the US and Canada. And people started catching on to what I was doing here in Los Angeles. And I started getting invited to business centers to start teaching people how to sell on Amazon. And I would be the only like associate within these organizations that would sell out on these one-on-one sessions. But this is where and how this led me into what I'm doing now, because that led me to even bigger and better things, because I started getting exposed to my true gifts. So people would start asking me, oh, I want to do this. I'm building this online business. I've created this product, but I can't seem to get it to go anywhere. And people would always be asking me these technical questions on Amazon. And I started tuning in. And I didn't even know I could do this at the time, but it just started happening. And I go, oh man, that's not their problem. Like, they don't even really want to do this. There's some blockages from past lives that are kind of holding them up. There's some family issue. There's some family energy that's kind of holding them down and holding them hostage in this, when really they want to do that. So I started poking and prodding, and I would ask them, like, okay, all right, we're just going to take a quick break. And I really want you to just ask or respond honestly. Is this really what you want to be doing? And almost every single time, every person would say no. And they're like, I'm doing it because I feel like I need to, and I just need to make money. Well, the problem was then is because they didn't want to, because this was not in alignment with their highest purpose, their highest passion, and really what it was that they wanted to build, they weren't able to get that off the ground running anyways. So it was kind of a waste of time. And we needed to go back to the drawing board and really create what it was that they desired. But it also entailed them doing the healing work, moving out of all that blocked energy, such as the blocked energy that I was operating in, and into a place of empowerment and into a place that is in alignment with their true soul's calling. And that right there is the formula for success. So I ended up getting my certification in hypnotherapy, just so I had something more practical to put my hands on. And I've integrated past life healing, in which I clear past life energy that is keeping you stuck in specific karmic patterns that no longer serve you. And then we clear old belief systems that you're running off of, that you are basically, I don't even know if we can get into this right now, but we have specific negative belief systems that we carry with us within our consciousness that play out in all these different timelines, aka past lives. So once we can see those, we clear that energy that's keeping you hostage again to those patterns and experiences, so you can truly build from the inside out what it is that you desire. Now, there's definitely a bigger picture at play, because as we expand our consciousness, collectively speaking, which is happening, and it's happening very rapidly, whether you believe that or not, is that the way that we contribute to the collective good is by focusing on ourselves and really being able to nurture our true gifts and expand our own energy, our frequency, our vibration, because that has massive trickling effects on the people around us. So for every single person that's doing the healing work, that's stepping into their highest mission, it has massive, massive, massive healing consequences around them that I couldn't even get into the like the type of what word am I looking for? But like the results of that. So, if we really want to change our workplace, if we really want to change how we're drawing money to us, the disparities in financial resources of money and all that stuff that we're seeing play out right now in the collective, this is the type of stuff that all of us have to be participating in. So that is basically what I do, is I help people see the unseen aspects of self that are keeping them from their goals, their highest mission, which ultimately is then keeping them from asserting their own healing energy into the collective, which is required for humanity to advance. So that's a little bit of my story. And if you have any questions, please reach out. You can follow me on TikTok at macflick.com. I talk a lot about these type of subjects. But if you really are ready to get your hands on this type of work and really see what it's about, allow me to invite you to the club inside of my Sōlchemy. And I created this specifically for those high-level, motivated people who want to make something of themselves, that really feel that they have this untapped potential sitting inside of them that's just ready to unleash. So I created this club to give you the resources, the tools, the connections to really get you where you need to go, because our conscious minds are not enough. So you can push and push and push as much as you want, but if you are not acknowledging what I call the unseen, you're really going to just keep getting the same results over and over and over again. So we're going to be doing all type of things inside of there: sound bath healing, hypnotherapy, past life healing. We're going to be doing master classes and masterminds. So I'm really kind of giving you the full spectrum of things that are required for both self-development, spiritual development, and expansion through mostly group work, but there is an opportunity for you to work with me one-on-one as well. which is the club bundle. So I'll be sure to provide that information for you. So if you want to work with me, please, I invite you in. I am so excited for every single person that ends up on my calendar. I'm telling you, the things that come out of every session is wildly crazy, cool, and exciting. And this is nothing to be afraid of. I'm telling you, this is some of the most empowering work that you can possibly do for yourself. And all my clients walk away feeling that sense of power again that they've lost within this lifetime. There's nothing to be afraid of. So if you're new to this type of work, certainly you can watch my YouTube. I have a lot of videos illustrating the type of stuff that I do in my workshops. And I'm telling you, this can be really life-changing for you. So again, I will leave the links and I will see you in the next video.